What's up, guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we're going to be talking about the Avengers War of the Realms set, and we're going to be reviewing the uncommons. If you missed the commons, go back and check that one out, and make sure to join us for the rares, super rares, and chases later on. But without further ado, let's dive into the uncommons. So starting off the uncommons strong, just like with the commons, we have Thor, number 17. He's 125 points. He's got the Avengers team ability, 8 range, double target, 11 movement with running shot and flight, 11 attack penetrating blast, 18 with impervious, and 4 damage with leadership. He's got improved targeting, ignores characters, which is great, so you can see behind other characters or behind your own characters in front of you. He's got a trait that when Thor hits with a ranged attack after resolutions, he may use energy explosion as free, but must target a hit character. So now the first thing that came into my mind when I saw this style immediately was that this was like the poor man's version of the Captain America and the Avengers Chase Thor, which does very similar things, but there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously not everybody's going to have that amazing Chase figure, and now this one for 125 points clearly is not as good as the Chase, but he definitely has his strengths, and he's almost up there power level wise. I mean, having a full dial penetrating blast and the ability to do a free energy explosion every time that he hits with a range attack is pretty nuts. If he hits with both attacks, he could be doing up to 6 penetrating damage on one character, and not counting, how much energy explosion damage you could be doing there as well. And you could double target with the penetrating blast, maybe hit this guy for 3 and this one for 1, and then you energy explode over here on that guy, so you kind of dealing a lot more damage that way, 3 and 3, and maybe that one's adjacent to more characters, whatever. There's lots of cool stuff you can do. He's got good defense there. He's got some regen to heal back up. And then with the leadership and the enhancement there, he's got a lot of team play as well, so he can also be helping your team. But he's really just a strong ranged attacker when it comes down to it. That penetrating energy explosion at that 8 range, he is a beast. He can do a lot of damage for sure. So definitely a power uncommon of the set, and I do like him quite a bit. But moving on, next we have another Captain America. This one's coming in at only 45 points. He's got 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 18 toughness, 3 damage, a 5 range double target. He's got a whopping 6 clicks of health there as well, with some sidestep and regen on the back half. So for only 45 points, he's got great stats, good dial length, good survivability. He's got some move and attack. And that's not even getting into his specials here. So his special damage power gives him leadership, and if he's on an Avengers theme team, he increases his leadership result by 1. So we're talking a 4 through 6 leadership roll, which is great. And then you also have the recruiter trait, which of course is power. Choose a character with the Avengers keyword in your KO area that hasn't been chosen for or generated by a recruiter effect. And if you do, generate a character with the Avengers keyword from your sideline that has a lower point value than the chosen character. This game, the generated character can't be replaced, and your opponent scores them immediately instead of when they're KO'd. So if that confuses you, just go watch my video on how to use the recruiter trait. But this one is really nice. Avengers is a big keyword, so there's lots of options there for what to bring in. And him only being 45 points and being a decent character overall, I think he's one of the better recruiters, just because, he's got the survivability, he's got some more that he brings to the team with like leadership and being a good close combat fighter. So he's one of my favorite recruiters so far for sure. And I think he does a lot for the team for only 45 points. So I do like him a lot. But moving on, next we have Vision, the uncommon one this time, also shifting focus. And he also has a special movement power that says phase teleport. When Vision uses it after resolutions, you may give an action token to an opposing character Vision moved. So the other one, gave a damage to anybody he moved adjacent to, or at least one character he moved adjacent to. This one can give an action token to somebody that he moves through. So, that's not too bad. 65 points. He does have some probability control as well, and some super senses, and he gets some poison there later on. So pretty interesting Vision there. 6 range, 10 attack, 3 damage, the whole dial. So he's a decent attacker. I think you mainly just swap to this one to get some prob. I think the other one's better as an attacker. This one does have range though. I don't think the other one had any range, so if you needed to shoot, you could. But I will say that I am a bigger fan still of the old shifting focus visions for only 50 points. You know, these ones serve their purpose. They do some fun things, so if you don't happen to have the older shifting focus visions, these ones are perfectly fine too. Up next we have Enchantress, number 20 in the set. Starts with some phase teleport, telekinesis with 11 attack, 17 energy shield, 2 damage with prob. Masters of Evil and Mystic's team ability is pretty nice. 75 points is quite a bit though, but she has traded mind control, and when Enchantress uses it, after resolutions, give each hit target an allure token if they don't already have one. And when an opposing character with an allure token attacks the Enchantress, modify their attack and damage by -1. So, I mean, you know, it helps her survive a bit, modifying their attack and damage -1. I kind of just wish it was if they attacked a friendly character, then I could see her being pretty good. It would also be nice if she started out maybe with the sidestep, so you know, she kind of sidestep mind control. That'd be cool. But it is what it is. I mean, you're still getting TK and prob and a good mind control there with an 11 attack. Double target. I mean, she's not horrible for 75 points. Not really my style of figure. She does stay useful throughout her dial with sidestep, poison, mastermind, and outwit though. And you're going to still have mind control traded that whole time. So, you know, she's got some fun things going on. And the Mystics is, you know, deterrent from them attacking her. Masters of Evil is going to be kind of hard to pull off, except for maybe late game when she's got the sidestep, poison, and mastermind. Just because, you know, it helps up your close attack damage, and she's kind of wants to stay away at range, at least at first. I don't know. I don't love her. I don't hate her. She's just kind of fine. She's cool. She does her thing. But next up we have Scourge, number 21. He's only 60 points. He's got charge and running shot as his special movement power with a 6 range double target, 11 attack penetrating blast, and 3 damage with exploit weakness. Means he's going to be able to double target penetrating damage no matter what with charge or running shot. I don't love that he starts with a 17 toughness, but that's probably his biggest drawback, is he's pretty weak defensively. But, you know, then he goes into some sidestep close combat expert, so he could still do some damage. Guardian's team ability at least helps that they can't modify his stats anymore. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of a fun piece just with the charge, running shot, penetrating damage no matter what. Very offensive, not good defensive. So just be prepared that your opponent's probably going to punish you once you charge in there or running shot in there with him. But he's a fun figure anyway. But up next we have Groot, number 22. He's only 55 points. He starts with sidestep, 11 attack, 18 impervious, 3 damage and power. Guardian's team ability, of course. I didn't even notice before that he's got 4 range, which is pretty nice. But he's got a giant reach of 3 and quake, but deals 3 damage instead of 2. Now this is the kind of character that I just wish had charge to start with, because charge with that 3 square, 3 penetrating quake would be amazing. If they give us any equipment anytime soon that can give charge, this is one of my go-tos. I need to give this guy charge somehow. But, you know, for 55 points, I like this Groot a lot. And on the back half of his dial, he gets exploit weakness, so that 3 square, 3 damage quake is going to be penetrating, making him even better. And yeah, I like him a lot. You know, he's a fun little Groot. Even with just sidestep, the 3 square quake is really nice. That does 3 damage instead of 2 is awesome. And empower too, so we can also up, you know, the damage of your maybe Gamora or Drax or somebody, right? So pretty cool. Gotta like him. And it was also, I think, good to note that this is the easiest Groot we've ever gotten to obtain rarity-wise, because I feel like he's almost always a super rare. You know, sometimes he's a rare. I feel like in the movie set he was a rare, but, you know, movie sets don't have super rares. So they always make him at least rare or super rare. It's just nice to have one that's a little easier to obtain than that. But moving on, next we have Nova. I like Nova a lot too. He's 70 points. He starts with charge and running shot. And when he uses charge, if he has no action tokens, don't half speed. That's amazing. You could basically charge 10 squares and hit with a 12 attack 4 damage because of the close combat expert, or you could running shot and you know, have 11 attack 3 damage penetrating blast. So you got good options there. Guardians and police team abilities is nice, and 18 impervious up front is great. And then mid dial he's got energy explosion and exploit weakness, so you still have good options there for the charge or the running shot. And then he gets a little steel energy on the last half, which is pretty nice. So all in all, I think he's a really fun Nova. He's really decent for 75 points. He doesn't go below an 11 attack at all, or a 3 damage. So yeah, I think he's a great 70-point Nova for sure. Looks super fun. Can't wait to try him out. But up next we have Dr. Annabelle Riggs for 50 points. She's got Sidestep, Energy Shield. She's also got a trait called Valkyrie Free. If Dr. Annabelle Riggs began your turn on the map, replace her with Valkyrie on the same click number. Now, I honestly wonder if this trait was supposed to say Shifting Focus Valkyrie, and they just forgot that part, because it works exactly like Shifting Focus. But anyway, she's got Guardian's team ability as well, which is nice. She's got Outwit, and when she uses it, she can choose a number of powers equal to the target's action tokens plus 1. So if they don't have any action tokens, just 1 power like normal, or if they have 2 tokens, she could potentially outwit 3 powers. That by itself is insane. You know, she's got Asgardian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Scientist keywords, so those are, you know, pretty decent teams. I kind of want to just throw her on a Scientist team, though, for that potential triple outwit, and then she could swap out to a good close combat fighter. But I feel like Asgardian could use some good outwit, too, so I think she's fun. 50 points, she's good. But we'll take a look at Valkyrie in a second, because next up we have number 25, Yondu, who's also just 50 points. He's got Running Shot with a 7 range, 11 attack, 3 damage, 17 with Energy Shield, and he's also got some probability control. Improved targeting for Elevated is really cool to see, especially with such a long range. You really gotta use that to your advantage, shoot over some Elevated, and keep the range on them. But he's got a Rally with a roll of 3, we haven't seen that one yet, for all attack rolls, which is pretty cool. And free, remove one of Yondu's rally dice. If you do this turn, Yondu has 3 bolts and deals penetrating damage. So he's got 3 targets and deals penetrating damage, which is pretty cool. Basically have a Running Shot triple target penetrating glass and still have your prob and everything. And get some Sidestep Outwit, so he's still useful on the back part of his dial as well. I think you can get a lot of use out of him for that long range with the improved targeting and the probability control. Even just that, not even attacking or anything, for 50 points, 7 range that can see through Elevated with prob is pretty nuts. I think you could do very well on a lot of teams. And next up we have Valkyrie. So this is Valkyrie we were just talking about with Annabelle Riggs. Okay, so this one actually has a trait called Annabelle, which is free. If she began your turn on the map, replace her with Dr. Annabelle Riggs on the same click number. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't just give her Shifting Focus, but anyway, she's got Charge Blades, 17 combat reflexes, and 3 damage, so just kind of your average Charge Blades there. You got Flurry Blades and some Empower there on the back part. And Guardian's team ability again, of course, double target, so she can charge on double target 2 people up close. For 50 points, she's nothing special, I'll say that much. Charge Blades, combat reflexes is never really that exciting to me. Unless you do some other cool stuff on top of it, right? And she's only got 7 movement, so she's not going to be charging a lot. I feel like, honestly, keeping her as Dr. Annabelle Riggs for most of it is going to be better, and then you really just want to swap her out if you absolutely need another attacker for some reason. Otherwise, I think the potential triple outwit and everything from Annabelle Riggs is going to help you out a lot more. But up next we have ShangChi. We finally got a new ShangChi. Still can't even do a top 5 list of him yet. I really wanted to when the movie came out, but there was only like 3. So now we have like 4. But this one is great. Maybe the best one yet. He's only 50 points. He's got team player, team ability. He's got triple target for his close attacks. 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 18 super senses, 3 damage with exploit weakness. So you could triple target exploit and hit everybody for 1 penetrating if you wanted. But he's got traded flurry, which is great. So you can flurry exploit now too, so you could potentially deal 6 penetrating damage, either spread out or just to one guy if you wanted to do that. But then his special attack power gives him Incapacitate and Unique Modifier when ShangChi uses it. Until your next turn, hit characters given an action token, modify damage -1. So you could charge in there and triple target Incap and give everybody -1 damage, or you could flurry exploit. I think you can flurry Incap as well, so you could potentially give 6 action tokens. So that's pretty awesome either way. I mean, he does a lot. There's a lot of good close combat options there for him to do. And then late dial, sidestep, close combat expert, so he's still moving, he's still doing lots of damage. For only 50 points, 6 clicks of life as well. I think he's a really great close combat fighter for sure, as he should be. You know, this is ShangChi, one of the best fighters in Marvel, so he's got some good keyword selection there as well, basically everything you'd want to see on him, so really nice to see a good ShangChi. Up next we have Kid Loki, number 28 in the set. He's only 50 points. He's got 6 range with mind control, TK, 18 super senses, and 2 damage with some leadership. Now, he's got this cool trait that says power if Kid Loki is adjacent to a friendly number 53A, the Destroyer. Give that the Destroyer a move action as free. After resolutions, the Destroyer may make an attack. So you honestly really need this Kid Loki to make that Destroyer good, and we'll talk about him when we get to the super rares. But if you combo him with that Destroyer, you know, you can make the Destroyer be moving and free attacking a lot, and you know, then he can make his own attack, right? You definitely need him to really make that Destroyer go. And on his own though, Kid Loki's nothing special, nothing too crazy. You know, 10 attack, 6 range for mind control is fine. 18 super senses to keep him defended is okay. You could use the TK or the leadership to be helping out the Destroyer more. I'd personally just keep using his own power action to move him around. And keep him adjacent for the leadership roles. But if he takes a hit, you know, he gets some sidestep, blades, combat reflexes, and prob, so he's not totally useless for 50 points. He just seems really, really focused on helping the Destroyer really do his thing, so I can't really see any other reason to play him. Like, there's much better options still for 50 points that could still give you leadership or TK or whatever else you might need. So I'd only play him with the Destroyer. But up next, number 29, we have Angela, Guardian's team ability again, only 50 points again. Lots of 50-point characters in the uncommons. Double target. She's got charge, blades, invulnerability, and exploit. So, you know, for 50 points, she's way better than the Valkyrie we just looked at. Yeah, at least this one's got like an 18 defense with invulnerability and a 3 damage with the exploit weakness, so you could exploit with the blades, and she's got a much bigger movement with charge, 10 instead of 7. I mean, that only gets you 5 squares instead of 4, so I guess it's not that big of a difference, but still, it feels like a bigger difference. And she has flight too, though. Valkyrie didn't even have flight. So yeah, at least for 50 points, she's a lot better than the Valkyrie, but you know, nothing crazy, again, just your average charge blades kind of figure. And there's nothing wrong with that, but she's just not, no razzle-dazzle there. So she's okay. And last but not least, in the uncommons, we have Donald Blake. For 90 points, he's got Cosmic Energy, he's got triple target, charge, quake with an 11 attack for 3 damage, 18 impervious, 7 clicks of life. Late dial, he gets some flurry blades, super senses. He only has a trait that says when Donald Blake makes a close attack, his targets can't use defense powers. That's actually amazing. For 90 points, you could charge on a group of enemies. They can't use any defense powers, so you're all taken too. Late dial, you know, flurry blades with no defense powers, it could be a lot of damage. And with the Cosmic Energy, you know, you got the willpower to keep going. He can't be targeted without wit, so you don't have to worry about that. Just that trait alone makes him usable, I would say. If it wasn't for that, he'd be really boring and maybe not worth 90 points. I mean, the Cosmic Energy does help, even if he didn't have the trait, but that trait is really nice. Yeah, I play this dude in Sealed, and you could probably catch some people off guard with that. So he's pretty cool, actually. But that's going to do it for all the uncommons. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. It helps me out a lot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think of all the uncommons in this set, because I'd love to hear about it. What are your favorites? But don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, check the links in the description for our Patreon. You can see your name here in the credits, as well as some other cool stuff, so check that out. And that's going to do it for this one, so thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.